My cousin Mickey has always been delightfully honest. I remember when she and her husband Mike were expecting their first child, and, like as most parents experiencing a whole mixture of emotions, she told me that among all the things that she worried about was this: would I maybe resent this child and how it's going to affect my and our lives? And she wondered, and she's not the only one, but she really wondered if there would be enough love inside of her for a new member of the family. Well, she was delighted to find that from the moment of her child's birth to this very moment, she has more than enough love. She loves her daughter with all her heart, and she, as is true of many parents, she was, surprised by how much she loves her daughter, sometimes even almost overwhelmed by it. Then she and her husband found they were expecting their second child. Now, as I've heard from many parents, she now had a new question. Would I be able to love my second as much as I loved my first child? It's a wonderment I've seen in a number of moms and dads, right? I love my first child so much. How could I ever love another so much? Yet, as my cousin Mickey and her husband Mike found, and as countless others have found, when they had a second child, their love for their first was in no way diminished, and they loved their second child with just as much love. And then they loved their third child with just as much love, and their fourth, and their fifth, and their sixth. They were prolific, it turns out. Where did all that love come from? How could that be? I suggest that Mickey experienced the gift of Pentecost in her own heart. That, my brothers and sisters, is one manifestation of what the Spirit does, one manifestation of what the Spirit is. That limitless love we can always draw upon, that's both in us and more than us. It's a part of us and more than us. And I would tell you this, that love Mickey found in her heart for her child is not just what God was like. It actually is God in her. I'll repeat that. It was not just what God was like, that actually is God in her. It's in each of us as well. As St. Paul put it today, to each person the manifestation of the Spirit has been given. It is. Each of us has received manifestations of the Spirit for the good of all. It's part of us, more than us. If I may, this personal moment, just very recently had a conversation with a dad and his 7 or 8-year-old son. I'm kind of worried about the kid. He's in a tough situation. I wanted to protect him. I hated the fact that there's only so much that I could do. And then this happened now. Whenever I try to put words on a spiritual thing in here, my words are so inadequate they seem almost silly, but I try. I'm kind of worried about this kid, and I heard the Holy Spirit in my own voice say what I could not say out loud to this kid. I love you with more than myself. And I think that was the Holy Spirit comforting me because I could not do more. And saying, you're loving this kid with more than you. I am here. So you, right? Unfortunately, you and I can walk through much of, if not most of our lives, unaware of this limitless gift that's a part of us. You know, we're tempted to approach life with a certain scarcity mentality. And by that I mean, you know, we might be hesitant to share our affirmation, our resources, our love, because we think of love and the Spirit as pieces of a pie. And the concern is, as each piece of pizza goes away, there's less for me. And the more it goes away, there's less and less and less until there's nothing left for me. Therefore, we're careful about our love and guarded of it. I would suggest that, as delicious as this piece of cardboard looks, a better image for what the Holy Spirit is like is this. What is this flame? Watch what happens to the flame of the Easter candle when it gives its flame away. What happened? It was in no way diminished. There's just more light and love in the world. And so it is with us. You know, we could be, I don't know, a little hesitant to dole out compliments or share love, our resources, our time, because there's only so much to go around, we might think. But what happens is, as we give away our light, our love, there's only more love and light in this world. The love in us is in no way diminished. As a matter of fact, it expands and grows. The more we share, the more light and love there is in this world. And I can't tell you how true this is. There's also so much more in us, collectively and individually. There's just more and more. Oh yes, our bodies eventually wear out, just as our Easter candle is slowly diminishing as it gives itself away. But the flame is no less bright, and the fire in us is just as powerful and limitless. Scriptures today recount this outpouring of the Holy Spirit on this ragtag group of followers of Jesus who found inside of themselves more than they or anyone could have ever imagined. My cousin Mickey found that was in her all along, and so us. In any given moment, we can draw on that limitless power. There's always enough love inside of us for any given moment, all the days of our life.